Alright, so it's been, I think, more than a year since I did a video on the Chimera7, which I still have, and I've enjoyed thoroughly, flown it tons. And I now have the new Chimera7 Pro, and this is what's on the back of the box in terms of the specs. This is the bind and fly, of course, expressed all the rest this time instead of crossfire. And we have a new stack in there, the Blitz F7 with the E55 ESC and the F722 flight controller running Betaflight 4.2.11. So for this video, I just want to see what the differences are between the old model and the new one. Now, I do know for a fact that they've already upgraded the electronics on the Chimera7. They still sell this model. Obviously the Pro is the upgraded version. I believe it's the same frame, the same motors, same FPV system options. They just had to put in the new stack, which is the Blitz stack, for the gyro purposes. I think it's because the MP6000 gyro is no longer available. So obviously my review here based on this model is like a sort of, it's a little outdated because it is the older model that no one can buy anymore, and I've never flown the updated model with the new stack, so take it with a grain of salt. I'm not really sure what else is different. I know the motors are updated. Maybe the frame's going to be bigger too, because it's this 7.5 inch props. So let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so they sent along another GoPro mount. This is not included, this is an extra purchase. Oh no, so these are the HQ 7.5 inch props. Alright, we got a bag here with the DJI antennas, a couple battery pads, some other accessories, some screws, a little documentation on the air unit, and we have documentation here on the updated gyro, the BMI 270. And we have a card here on the GPS rescue settings. I'm pretty sure if it's consistent with what they've been doing, they have it set up in there, but it's probably not activated. Got some stickers, a second set of props, and got the camera protector and a bunch of battery straps and the prop nuts. Here's what it looks like inside the box. It's zip tied down, and you got your little motor direction papers here on the motors, which is nice. A couple battery straps already installed. You got all these little stickers all over the place. These are basically little warnings for you newbies out there that they're basically trying to help you guys out so you stay out of trouble. There's pretty much all over the place. There's one over there, and there's one over here. So let's go ahead and get this out of here. Alright, so I got it out of the box, and just did a little cursory comparison between the two. So this is the new one here. Oh, by the way, these little prop direction pieces of paper here shows you that this is props out. So the direction is going to be going into the side here. So I'm going to pull these off. And then the funny thing is all these little warnings here, basically, they're basically for beginners saying don't touch any of the settings. That's a given. A lot of beginners are like, oh, the first thing to do is flash Betaflight and basically turn their quad into a brick because they don't know what they're doing. So don't do that. If you get this model, the quad's completely tuned from the factory, and I can attest to that on the original. I haven't touched anything with the tune since day one. It's exactly as I got it, and they've done, iFlight knows what they're doing when it comes to PID tunes, and don't touch any of your settings. It's just basically go and fly it, put the props on, of course, correctly, bind it up to your quad or to your transmitter, and you should be good to go. So looking at the frame, the only thing in terms of the geometry looks the same. So even though this new one is for 7.5 inch props, basically the frame geometry will accommodate 7.5 inch props. The bottom plate's a little bit different here. So this is the new one here. It's a little bit, there's less cutouts, less holes, and there's a little bit more in the original. Of course, the frame probably changed. Maybe the Chimera7 comes with this frame now. I'm sure they've updated it since then. And the arm thicknesses are the same as well, 6 millimeters. And then so basically, I think what it comes down to is what's different between my new one and my old one is going to be the stack. Obviously, it's a different stack updated here. New motors, and you have these side skirts here. These are 3D printed covers that aren't on the old one, so a little less dirt will get thrown into your electronics, which is good. Let's see that, and even on above the air unit, there's a little bit of a cover here as well. The motors are obviously updated, so now we have 2809 12 50 kV, so still 6S on this setup here, but a much larger motor now. So obviously with a bigger motor and 7.5-inch props, I'm thinking it's probably going to be more efficient for the same battery. I'll have to obviously test that out. I'm going to have to do several videos on this one. I'm going to cover everything in this video. And then the other thing I noticed here is the GPS is different. I'm not sure who makes this one, but I never really had too many problems with the GPS on the original. It's, I think it's, I forget the name of the company that makes this one, but I didn't get too many satellites, usually about 8 or 9, which is good enough, but I've heard that the newer ones will get like 12 to 15. Yeah, even the GoPro mount here looks about the same size as well. So, yeah, again, looking at this really carefully, not a whole lot of differences. I think the biggest thing here is that it's got the bigger motors, the updated stack with the BMI 270 gyro, and we're applying the 7.5-inch props. Anyway, I'll go ahead and flash up here the beta flight settings that are on the flight controller, just for your own, if you guys want to peruse that, take a look at that. I'll have another video a little bit later with flight footage, and I'm going to do, if there's additional content you want to see about this model, do let me know in the comments, and I'll try and make that happen for a future video. So I'm going to have several videos on this particular model, so do leave your questions down below. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one. Talk to you guys in the next video.